she goes back and she runs to her town, and she's pretty much like, come and see what I just discovered. She didn't profess anything. She just said, you have to experience what I just experienced in my heart. In a period of short amount of time, she had been transformed in her heart. I could feel that when Chalita was speaking. Just anyone who speaks from their heart, my heart starts to transform, and I can feel connected with them. And one of the things that I realized from this story is how many labels I put on myself, and we all put on ourselves. Um, and there's a quote that Adyashanti, who's a Zen Buddhist, he said, "Let go of who you think you are. Cast away all the labels and become nothing, in eternal zero, an emptiness that is abundantly full and wisely alert." Now, I've been spending a good amount of time emptying out through all the work over the years in FSD and CLM and oneness. And I can say that the emptying is great, but unless I have a relationship with the divine, that emptying can be very, very challenging. And one of the things I realized to label as I've been emptying is even though I've had so many miracles over the years, I've realized deep down, I mean, I've talked about many of these things before, physical, relationship, financial, that there's still some part of me that believes that miracles are for other people. And that's for that person over there. When I hear miracle story, there's something that comes on. It's like a little voice or a machine. It's like, oh, that's for that person, that miracle. Even though I've had miracles, and it's sort of running in the background. So I made a commitment this year when I read this story, and through my connection with Jesus, through my service here at CLM, through many of the oneness practices that I do with the Golden Age movement, to realize I want to build a relationship and deepen with God, with the divine. And so this is a practice we've been doing for a couple of months, is putting this water here every day and tending to it. And it's starting to unlayer this belief way, way in the background, way underneath, that miracles only happen to other people. But it's taking a consistent practice to build this relationship with the divine. So, my question, just for yourself, because I want to share a few more things, but just for yourself at the moment, is just to reflect on what labels have you been putting on yourself that are perhaps limiting yourself from drinking from the well. Because if the cup's full, we can't fill with new presence, with new living water. And when we empty the cup, we're emptying the labels. So you can allow yourself to reflect on that. So I learned piano from a very young age, starting at 6. My parents knew on some level that I had some kind of gift, and they put me into learning piano, and I studied it for 12 years, classical piano. I learned all these pieces, and I played in all these concerts, and I was freaked out. Every concert, I had so much anxiety playing piano. But I also knew that there was a part of my path was to play classical music and to learn it, and I struggled. I struggled with it for 12 years, and I'd seen people just somehow get through these pieces. So I had to kind of learn in a different way. And then I had a concert where same experience. I lost my train of thought. I completely went blank. And just in that moment, I heard a jazz improvisation in the middle of a classical concert. And I played a jazz improvisation for about 30 seconds. And I could feel all the people in the room like, what is going on? And then I came right back to the piece again. And after that, I gave up piano. And because it was too stressful, but I always remembered that improvisation in the middle of a classical piece. And it wasn't for about 20 years where I tinkered, but I didn't do much. And one day I had just met Miriam, and I was playing for her, and I was dismissing the music. And she said, "You really need to take in what you're doing right now, because it's a gift and you're not honoring it." And I had spent 20 years dismissing this gift. And when she did that, something landed in my heart. And for the next 10, 13 years, I let go of squelching the gift and realizing this is not personal. This is this is for God. This is for others, and this is for myself. So I played for myself for about 5 years, and then eventually created the first album. And then obviously many know I've created more, but I've had to learn a different way. I can't read music. And so I had a big time imposter syndrome for I can't tell you how many years. Um, and uh, and I just find a different way to do it. And just to know that all of you have a gift, whether it's simply just your smile, walking in a supermarket, being with friends, being with colleagues. It doesn't have to be an artistic form like this, although it could be. Maybe it's starting a prayer group. Maybe it's starting a healing circle. Maybe it's calling a friend, supporting people transitioning to the other side. Only your heart knows. And if there's any hesitancy, just know, gosh, that's okay. It really is, because the gift you have is in the mud. And I'm so grateful that Chalita talked about no mud, no lotus. So I'd really like you to sit with now as I play this. What gifts has God given you in whatever form that are just waiting to come forth from you that maybe you've been hesitating on, but just to know that there are always people. There's so many people that came into my life. This is just a smattering of them, angels that helped me believe and know that this was a gift. If you're struggling, just know that the divine is with you. It comes through people, always supporting you.